Hello everyone. This is Kelly and we are live. Thank you all for joining live or if you're watching the replay, welcome. If you are joining, let me know. Just let me know in the comments if you're joining, if you're watching the replay and where you're dialing in from. Thank you so much for joining me on this juicy topic. So this is a wisdom sharing class called Nice Girl, Like Girl. So this is about what secret powers the nice girl holds and how to unleash those powers into the world. So in this seminar, you're going to learn why it's easy to become the nice girl, how to reclaim your light for your divine work. And as always, I'm going to share with you a powerful practice so that you can really start to own your inner temple. So my name is Kelly Morgan. For those that don't know me, I am an activator of the divine feminine. I do that by working with women in their womb space. For me, the sacred womb space is that pure connection to this divine feminine cosmic consciousness. And when you're really plugged into that, you're able to really connect to your deep intuition and your deep wisdom. You're able to birth your divine work and yourself in all your glory and all your light. And you're able to actually start to harness feminine energy to enjoy success the feminine way with ease and grace, rather than just the masculine way of action. Not that that's bad, but it's about balance. So in this masterclass, I promise I'm going to explain to you more about these nice girl traits and how she's the light girl and really how to call yourself back together. So welcome. Now, as always, I always do this. I'm going to invite you to connect with me. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just calling all of your energy back into your body, back into this moment. Connecting with your heart, with your hips and your womb. And just letting go of all of your responsibilities, all of your to-do list, all of the problem solving you've been dealing with. So you're able to be fully present and gift yourself this time and your beautiful divine presence. So taking a deep breath and coming back. And we are going to get started. So the nice girl then. Girls made of sugar and spice and all things nice. Some utterances we live or die by. And this proverb is a proverb that so many young women, young girls and women bind themselves to. Women who were raised to be the good girl, to be the nice girl. And it's almost like everybody loves you because you're so nice, you're so lovely. Or something else that people say, oh, isn't she lovely? Isn't she polite? Isn't she sweet? And in a way, you've been conditioned to really love it. It makes your heart go warm and gooey, and it makes you want to do more nice stuff for people. And that's because you are a kind, loving, empathic person. And so sometimes you can find that you're going out of your way to do good deeds for people. And it's almost like you're always feeling how others feel. And so you have this genuine compassion and kindness for others. You may find as well you don't get into negativity very often. You like to see the good in people. You like to have an optimistic view on life, maybe a glass half full rather than half empty. And maybe it's hard to get you down. Maybe it's hard for you to feel down or depressed, or perhaps anger isn't really in your vocabulary and you're more about getting things sorted like a peacekeeper. And after all, maybe you feel there is a solution for everything. And maybe there is. And maybe when you were growing up, there were some phrases going around in your head like, don't do that, that's not nice. Oh, be a good girl, do this, do that. Or, oh, you're such a good girl, well done. And as a 3-year-old, I have a daughter who's 3 years old. I've been really checking myself on this and noticing when it's natural for me to say it, like if she finishes her dinner. So deep down, these words are ringing in your ears from a young age. And because of how you, the nice girl, is energetically made up, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, these phrases rang a particular tune that made you really stand up and listen and abide. And it's almost like deep down, you were quaking in your boots behind your really shiny smiles and, trying to be all perfect and nice. You're feeling terrified of not being loved, terrified of not being enough. And so you did your best to be the nice girl. And in fact, what's happened is your spirit, your soul inversed, so that your measure of worth, your measure of how important you are to people around you, how valuable you are to people around you, was only measured when you did stuff for them, when you gave yourself or gave something to others. And so abiding has been a thing that you've been doing since you were young. Keeping quiet, doing the right thing, peacekeeping, fixing things, anticipating needs, making sure that the whole world around you, maybe it was your family dynamic, maybe your friends, your school, your community, your colleagues, your work team, making sure that everyone was okay so that you could be at peace in your inner world. So the nice girl is a result of a binding of your original spirit and your light, your great big powerful light, binded down into something that is deemed suitable for society. Nice girls forget that their power resides inside of them, and so their authority resides outside of them in authority figures. And so it's almost like you're conditioned to always go outside of you for love, for value, for approval, and for validation. And so this results in a splitting off of your spirit, your light, your power from you. Because in trying to fit into the mold of the nice girl for this person, for this team, for this work situation, for this family dynamic, for this friend, for this community, as a result of you trying to fit the mold, you've forgotten who you are. It's like everything of you is scattered and focused into all of these different segments. And so everything is focused outside of you. And so in doing that, you deny your value, you deny your worthiness, and you deny your light. And so your light actually gets displaced from you. And it's almost like you can't quite reach it. So your infinite light, let's just take a pause and talk about this for a moment. Your inner light is your source of power, your source of energy, your source of vitality. It's your life force, it's your Shakti, as the ancient Indians call it, or your chi, as the Chinese called it, or your car, as the Egyptians called it. All spiritual traditions have different names for the same thing: our inner life force, our light, our spirit. And this light is an infinite source of power and energy. When you are connected to it, when you are self-sourcing from the source above, that is an infinite flow of energy that can actually increase and expand. And when you are connected to that, you know who you truly are. You know why you're here on this earth, what your deep purpose is, what your deep gifts are, what your wisdom is. And in that connection, you're connected to all there is. So the nice girl then has been cut off from this force. It's fragmented into all of these different segments of being important for people around her, instead of focusing and encapsulating and spiraling around her core values and her core worthiness and her core value. So what this results in is the nice girl doesn't really know what she wants. And it's because she's gone outside of herself for love, for approval, for a validation. And so what is you? What are your desires have become defined by these outside voices. And one of my mentors, Dr. John Demartini, he has a book called The Values Factor, and it refers to this thing, this dynamic, as injecting other people's values into your value system. So imagine you're a core pillar of light. You've been conditioned and you have a special empathetic energy where you can feel everyone outside of you. And so you want to make sure they're okay, because it feels like you are them. You have this oneness energy going about inside of you. And so this pillar of light, this you, becomes injected from those other people's pillars of light, those other societies, those other structures inside of you. And so what drives them, what motivates them, what they value, actually gets injected into inside of you. And so their words, their opinions, what they value, your values then get displaced. And so the definition of a person who has all of these outside values injected inside of them is a lost soul. On a core shamanic level, we're talking about soul loss. And that's because the nice girl has become lost. She's fragmented herself and her light, chopped it all up into different pieces, much like Arises was chopped up into different pieces, into other people's values, other people's voices. And so, of course, then, if that happens, it's really natural that when someone asks you what is important to you, what do you value, what do you want, what sets your soul on fire, you don't know. Or you may think, this is it, this is me, I found it, and you'll go off, because actually it's someone that you like or that you look up to. You'll go on that, track of that's it, and then you'll get a bit further along and you'll say, oh no, that's not it, and you'll go on to another thing and on to another thing. And so often the nice girl is an expert at anticipating needs and fitting in to get her need for love and approval into those other people's needs. And this is because she has this deeply empathic, highly sensitive nature, where there is no boundaries when she's younger. It's this very beautiful, because she has this connection to all there is, but in that connection to all there is, she's forgotten that actually she is the center of that, and she has values and she has importance in that. And so often the nice girl can be really flying in her career, and that's because she's a dab hand at everything. She may find it confusing when people get stuck in their job or refuse to do things, because the nice girl pattern is about crafting herself, molding herself into what other people's needs are. So when then we're told, maybe, yeah, we're told by some spiritual teachers to go within and to find the answers, that can feel really scary, because that place within inside is an empty place, or it's a place full of other people's stuff, or it's a place of trauma, or it's a place of, you know, sadness. And so the thought of having to go inside doesn't feel like a safe thing to do. And so the nice girl can often naturally find herself extremely busy, very, very busy with, you know, lots of things to do and people to take care of and job lists and things. And that's normally twofold. One, because she has this deep connection and she really cares for others. And the other part is because there's a distraction there of really connecting from within. And in society, we don't have the tools on dealing with soul loss, on processing trauma. And so connecting within can feel like a really scary thing to do. So here are some signs that you may be the nice girl. And before I do that, I'm just going to have a quick drink of water. Okay, here we go. Signs that you have the nice girl archetype. Number one, you somehow feel responsible for others. It's like you have this naturally big heart and you really do care very deeply for others. And often you may have found yourself worrying or thinking excessively about others. And that could be family, it could be colleagues at work, it could be your children, it could be your partner. And it's like you're constantly worried about what they're doing, if they're okay. And it's almost like you feel a lot of burden and responsibility for other people's work and for how they are and for what they're doing and even what they're thinking. And this is because your energy is also in them. And so you can feel when things aren't on track for them or things aren't going well for them. And because you have this connection to them, that you feel in yourself. So you have this real overburdened responsibility for others to kind of make sure it's okay. And it's like your energy is inside of them. And can you imagine how tiring that is? Because it's on an energetic level, often we don't feel it, but just really feel what that is for a moment, about being in everyone else's business, in everyone else's minds, in everyone else's problems, in everyone else's to-do list. Your energy is completely scattered. And so on a core energetic level, that is extremely tiring and it's extremely burdensome. So then it's only natural. The second trait of the nice girl archetype is that you are Mrs. Fix-It. Because everything has to be right, everything has to be perfect, and you're very good at making things right, about anticipating needs, and almost maybe you thrive from, you know, checking off the to-do list and stepping in to help others. And you may even step in to help others without them even asking. It's like you're the eternal peacekeeper, and you're always making sure people get on and people work together. And maybe that's been in your work team, you know, being the peacekeeper there. Maybe it's been with your family, being the peacekeeper there. Maybe it's been with your kids and your partner. Some way you are the peacekeeper. And again, it's because your energy can feel all of these perturbances and it's deeply unsettling for you. And so instead of coming into your center and connecting to you and being responsible for you, you're into everyone else. And so that makes you want to control everything then. And so that leads into my third trait of the nice girl archetype, which is you can come across as a little bit of a control freak. And it's because you on a core level don't feel safe, don't feel at peace, don't feel comfortable until everything else externally and everyone else externally is okay. It's like you need everything out okay to be okay outside of you, so you can be in a peace within you. And so that can be, you know, organizing things, chasing people up, you know, but just to a level where it's really control. It feels very controlling, but it's because it's connected to your inner peace. The fourth archetype is it's easy for you to make friends. People love you. You find it so easy to build rapport with people. You always find things in common with people, and you really listen and you're really aware of people. It's like you'll never forget their story about their granny or their favorite flavor of ice cream. And this is because you are very empathetic, very highly sensitive. So it's a really natural skill and trait of yours to really feel where people are energetically, and then feel when their energy's up, when they're, you know, sharing something like that favorite flavor of ice cream or their granny story. And it's really natural and easy for you to really connect them in. And it's almost like you have a picture that's a different energetic imprint in your mind of what those people are and what their energy imprints are. So these are some of the things I'd love to hear in the comments, and I'll have a look at the end, like, are you resonating with any of these? What is this bringing up for you? Okay, so now then, let's get into what beautiful powers the nice girl holds. So the nice girl, deep down, is an energetic masterpiece awaiting to awaken. She has a light so bright, so vast, that she scares others and herself with it. In this fear, others may have wanted to control her or somehow use this power for themselves, consciously or unconsciously. And so this has led to the nice girl having her light co-opted out of her, usually from a young age. And it can be from a variety of things, from a jealous, possessive mother, an abusive father, older controlling boyfriends, bullying bosses, a friend that wanted to have that person as your friend and your friend alone. So it's almost like you are a magnet, a bright light, and you attract people to you. And some of those people that you're attracting are actually really attracted to your light, and somehow on a level, consciously or unconsciously, they want it all for them. It's a bit like Lord of the Rings, Gollum, you know, my ring, precious. But it's because you have this great vast light that you haven't recognized inside of yourself. What other powers does she hold? She remembers on some level that she is connected to everything and everyone. And this is divine feminine energy. This is your immense unconditional love and compassion for others. And that is so beautiful. But you can sometimes get yourself mixed up with what is yours and what is someone else, because you can actually feel what others feel. And so then you want to fix their pain, or you want to fix them because you feel it so deeply as yourself. And so truly you are in the oneness field, maybe without even realizing it. Another power the nice girl holds is that she has led many lives and seen many things, an old soul, you might say. She remembers a time in her bones, in her blood, deep down on a very deep level, when women were honoured, when equality and human kindness still existed in vast regions, a time of peace, a time of harmony with nature, a golden age. a golden age in the natural rhythms of the cosmos and the universe. And this remembrance is inside of her in order to be awakened, and to be awakened right now. This is why you've come, I believe, into this lifetime now. And this is maybe why you're attracted to my work and what I'm saying, because you know you have this inside of you, this remembrance inside of you. And it's you, actually. You are one of the holders, the key holders, the code holders to this new golden age that is coming into being now. Another power that the nice girl holds is that she may have been there in the descent, the fall from the golden age, which was about 12,000 years ago. You remember the time when we fell from grace. You remember many times of torture, persecution, of unsafety for you and your sisters for many centuries. And yet you still chose to come back and incarnate in order to midwife and share teachings through these very dark periods. So that is a great gift, to be a torchbearer during all of these times. So you may have some scars, some memories deeply buried within your heart and womb, and this has made you feel scared to hold your light and hold your power. So normally the awakening of the nice girl starts when you finally had enough of keeping up standards, enough of making sure everyone's happy and nothing is failing. Maybe you've had an almighty fall from grace, or a slowly skittling down the hill, and this is all designed to awaken you. Maybe you've been extremely tired because of all of that energy you've been giving and taking care of others. Maybe you feel like, is this it? You know, like you really just can't take it anymore in terms of pleasing everyone. And maybe that deep calling inside of you to remember your light, remember your power, remember your grace is starting to get louder. So then, how do you awaken? I'm just checking to make sure it's still going. How do you awaken the nice girl, and how do you transform her into that great light that she's holding, and be able to hold that light with honor, with sovereignty, feeling safe, feeling powerful, feeling confident to go forward and out into the world? Well, as I always say, I work from the womb space. The womb space is the chalice, the holder of your divine feminine energy, your light, your power, your presence, and your wisdom. And it has a deeply transmutational energetic field. And with my more advanced clients, who work with me in circle or one-to-one, I go much more into this power and how to harness it so that you can birth your creative projects with ease and grace as the goddess creatrix that you are. So then, the nice girl, if this space is full of other people's values, other people's ideas, and if you have displaced yourself and you're into what everyone else thinks about you, like as the people pleaser, then two things are going on. One, you can't fully own this space. This space is not clear. This temple space is not clear. It can make you feel ungrounded, anxious, scared. You don't truly know yourself. You don't truly know your deep gift in the world and what to bring into the world. And you're not able to birth your creative projects thoroughly, like fully, like it's happening, it's now, it's coming. You may have weak boundaries, and you may feel maybe on a deeply unconscious level, but having low self-esteem and low self-worthiness. And so there's two things that need to happen. One, we need to clear all this energy out that's not yours, where you've become full of other people's energies and ideas. And then you need to reconnect and call back all of your power, all of your light into this channel, into this pillar, so that it can be used for you, for your creative projects, because we need light workers, light girls, light divine feminine light workers online now. This isn't the rehearsal, this is the now. It's happening now. Right now, there is a huge awakening happening on the planet, and it's very scary on some points, and it's very enlivening on the others. And we need as many light workers as possible online in their power, owning their power, birthing their work in order to bring about this new golden age. So then, how do you do that? For me, it's first about really connecting to this deep-seated power within inside of you, because we can't really start clearing our energy from anywhere else if we don't know where to bring it to. So it's about really connecting to yourself. And so many of my clients, when they work with me, they start to really trust themselves, their inner voice, their path, their way, without any doubt. Actually, one of my clients in my feminine blueprint said to me, posted in the group today, that this voice came outside of her, that she didn't even know it was hers, and she was so shocked. And it was about stating boundaries, and that can only come out when you are connected to you on a very deep level. Then the next stage is about clearing all of the trauma, all of the abuse, all of the grief, all of the things that have made you scattered and have made this womb temple a place of pain instead of a place of power. So really, it's about clearing all of that, all of the relationships, all of the past lifetimes, all of the stories. It's just time to go now and drop it and release it. And if you work with me, I do that through light frequencies, very powerful womb initiations and light activations within the womb space to clear it on a very real and permanent level. Then it gets into working on your boundaries, real boundaries, not verbal boundaries about don't do this and don't do that, and I'll accept this and I won't accept that. This is about energetic boundaries around this sacred temple space. So you as a pillar of light, starting to feel the boundaries of what's you and what's something else, what's you, your values, what are other people's values, and actually putting energetic boundaries around this space. Because if they are wobbly, then no amount of verbal boundaries will protect that. It's energetic boundaries. And then soul retrieval, calling all of your power back, all of your light, all of your wisdom, so that it can be rebirthed through you, and you will actually come into a rebirth of yourself. It's extremely powerful. And then for my more advanced clients, I take them on to what I see as the final initiation of the Deep Mystery Schools, which is a deep dive into your own innate wisdom and power, and allowing that to be birthed and created into the world. So that's how to do it. Now what I'd love to do is share with you a practice. For those of you that know me, I always say I'm sharing shamanic journeys. They're not meditations. Meditations are amazing and they have a place, but what I am sharing are transmissions that are encoded with light frequencies that are extremely pure and powerful. They don't have distorted vibrations in them. They're from pure source, and they are there. They have been shared with me to share with you, to awaken and clear the womb space, to clear your soul, to call your soul back on a very deep and original blueprint level. And what this does is it creates a deep remembering on a soul level about your inherent sacredness, the amount of love and support and encouragement that you have around you. That is wanting to be felt around you. Like there's an invitation to you to allow yourself to be honored, to be loved, to be valued and encouraged on such a deep level, because then you really feel the infinite worthiness, the infinite love that you are. And so these shamanic journeys are about sharing these light codes that do that. So this practice that we're going to do together now, the only thing is, don't do it if you're pregnant, because if you're pregnant, we are working on your beautiful, you know, sacred womb space. And if there's a soul there coming into being, that soul needs all of your energy in order to be birthed. It doesn't want us going in with light codes. So please don't do this practice if you're pregnant. If you aren't pregnant, then I'm going to invite you now to come on this little journey with me. So closing your eyes and just taking some deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just allowing your energy to come into your body. And it's like your breath is coming in like a liquid light. This liquid light is rushing up through your nostrils and into your brain, spiraling around your brain. Around the center of your brain, there's a pineal gland, spiraling and centering around the pineal gland. And then coming all the way down from the center of your head, through your throat, through your upper chest. This liquid light of breath, all the way down to your heart, circling and spiraling around your heart. And then coming down through the sternum, through the diaphragm, through the tummy, the abdomen, and into the pelvic bowl, the womb space. And if you wish, you can put your hands over your womb as you allow this breath to come into your womb space, into your pelvic bowl. We're going to start with an intention now. It's my sacred intention to clear away any energies that are ready to be released from my womb field now, and to start to connect with my own innate wisdom, innate light. Just breathing that intention into your body and out into your energy field. And it's almost like your womb is a sacred chalice, a cup. And just now, really connecting and breathing into this chalice. Noticing how you're breathing into your womb, into this chalice, how it feels, and what it looks like. We're going to call upon now a frequency of light, a colored light that's the perfect color, the perfect frequency for you, to help cleanse and release anything that's ready to be washed away from this chalice now, released from this womb space. So you can put your hands in the receiving position, or you can just start to breathe and call upon this frequency of light now to come into your hands, into your womb space. The perfect frequency of light that's designed to release and cleanse anything that's ready to go from your womb space now. Anything of other people say about you, what they've done to you, what they say about how you should be, about what you should be doing, about what you should look like. Just cleansing and releasing anything and everything that's coming up now. Just keep allowing this light to flow in. And if you can't see the light, just stick with your intention that you are receiving this frequency of light to cleanse and release anything from your sacred chalice, your womb space that's ready to release now. Releasing, cleansing any old memories, any events, any situations, any people or person that feels in your womb space that shouldn't be there. It just feels in your self that it's not right that that's there. Just releasing it all now, cleansing into the light. And this light is gently and lovingly just washing all those experiences, all of those stories, all of those energetic imprints away now. Cleansing and releasing. Removing all of the distortions, all of the energetic imprints that are not of the highest cosmic order. Just cleansing and releasing from your womb space now, this sacred chalice. Just keep allowing yourself to receive as much of this liquid light, this frequency of light that you need to receive, so that you're able just to release anything that's ready to be released now. Restoring this chalice to its original divine blueprint. Restoring the energetic frequency of your womb. Remembering it. Restructuring it as a sacred temple to hold within it the Holy of Holies. Your sacred feminine light. In union with your sacred masculine light in order to birth creations, birth worlds. And now, I'm going to ask you now to connect again with your womb, with this sacred chalice. And just notice now how it feels, what it looks like. And it's like at the center of this chalice, up sprouts a fountain of infinite light, infinite wisdom, infinite remembrance. And this fountain represents your light from source, your connection to Sophia, your connection to the divine feminine within. And you're going now to start to allow this light to fill up more and more, to start to come up from this fountain and start to fill your sacred chalice, fill your cup. Just noticing the color and the frequency of this light. The feeling as this light starts to spiral and travel around your chalice, filling you up. Just noticing the color of this light, the feeling, the frequency, as you allow this light to fill up your chalice more and more. And you may notice, you may feel it as like a rich, thick light. Just noticing how this light is feeling as it starts to fill this cup up more and more. And just allow this light now to start to overflow from your cup. And it's starting to go out now into all parts of your body, nourishing, regenerating, filling up, completing, unifying. Just allowing this light to go into all of your body now, into all of your cells, right down to a DNA level. And as you keep breathing, you're going to allow this light now, this thick, rich womb light, this light of your power, of your presence, of your wisdom, to start to fill up your energy field now. Filling up your energy field with you, with your light. So it's like you've got a soap bubble around you, and this light is just filling up that soap bubble. Filling it up in such a way that there's no space for anything else but you. Just keep breathing and just keep allowing this light to keep filling up your energy field all around you. And as it does that, you may feel that it's going into contracted areas, dense areas, places that you haven't been to or known for a very long time. Just allowing it to fill up all of those dense places, any places that feel new to you, any places that feel damaged in some way, just filling it up with this light. And as it does that, it's bringing in great healing, restoring, regenerating, returning it back to its original blueprint. Above your head and around your head, around your throat and your neck, around your shoulders and your upper chest and your upper back, around your heart and the back of your heart, around your diaphragm, the back of your diaphragm and your lumbars, your torso, your tummy, your abdomen, around your womb space and your hips and your sacrum and your buttocks, around your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles and your feet, and underneath your feet now. Just filling it up, restoring it all with this womb light. Just taking some deep breaths now within your body, within your energy field, and just noticing how you feel. It is your divine right to be whole and complete within yourself. To be full of yourself in the most beautiful and honoring way. And noticing that it is you and you alone that is responsible and able to fill this up with your light. You may feel heaviness, completeness, but that's what it's like to be in your body, full of yourself in the most beautiful way. So just taking some deep breaths now, some deep physical breaths, feeling the physical edges of your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I would love to hear how that was for you. So if you want to put any comments in the chat box, I will come back to you later, or I may be able to answer some questions now. If people have any questions, just let me know in the chat box. And as you're doing that, and I'm able to check, hopefully I can see. And remember that even if you put comments and questions in later, if you're watching the replay, that's fine. I will also catch up. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you got some great information. If this has sparked an interest in you, I'm going to invite you to do an assessment call with me. I'm doing some assessment calls. It's just a 30-minute call where we can see where you are on your journey of embodying your divine feminine. If you feel called to work with me more deeply, I have some different options, right from self-study to private mentoring into circle. So if you feel called to go on this work more deeply, or even if you've worked with me before and you feel like there's something deeper to work on, then reach out to me and we can jump on a call. And I do these calls every 2 weeks, so watch out for the next one. And I'm not sure what the topic's going to be yet, but I'm sure I will know in time. And if you have anything you'd like me to cover, of course, please ask me. Thank you so much for joining. Closing down this space now and sending you lots of love. Bye-bye.